Good morning to Liberia. Good morning to Canada. Good morning to America. Good morning to the people of the Middle East. And good morning to all conflicting nations around the world. I stopped by this morning to make recommendation and to speak about things we need to do in the recovery process of our nation, Liberia. This morning my topic is let's set the standard. Again, my topic is let's set the standards. Praise the Lord this morning. I want to go back. I want to be going back to my spiritual science series. And of course, I will be preaching the part of the Bible that has to do with the kind of conflict our country is facing, so that people understand the historic city of where all of this trouble coming from. It started from the days of old. So we must set a standard, and that means that the new government, it should begin with the new government of Joseph Boakai to set a standard for our country. Liberia just cannot be free for all, but Liberia should be free to all who are prepared to move Liberia to another level, another step. That's what we come to. Number one, we talk about America. Every time we talk, we try to lay an example. But think about it. The two houses in America. Let's look at the academic and credentials of those that are in the two houses in the United States of America. So we always jump in there to compare things with America, because our Constitution is fashioned after that of the United States of America, except for a few amendments that have been made by previous government. And if that is so, you go check in the whole United States Congress and the two houses, you will never find any 12th graders or someone who doesn't have a law degree because in the parliament deal with legal issues and the running of the country, and to make sure that the government in charge should go according to the constitution of the country. And you cannot talk about constitution without talking about law and qualification who supposed to go in the two houses. Okay, let's forget about United States of America. Let us go to Sierra Leone and Ghana. I don't know much about Sierra Leone, but from the academic standard of Sierra Leoneans that we know of, and especially Ghana, go look in the Ghana House of Parliament and see if you find any 5th grader or someone who didn't even go to regular schooling and law. To work in the two houses, in the House of Representatives, House of Senate, you must have a law degree and have years of experience. That's the first thing. That's the first place we start to abuse Liberia, in the two houses, because those two houses are the ones that make the law for the country, that's supposed to be able to interpret the constitution of the Republic of Liberia. And if somebody don't have to call you to explain to you what this article means in the constitution, you're supposed to be able to read it and interpret it. Not somebody meeting to how you pay them and show. No, you can't do that. So that's where the problem coming from. The salary structure and the money allotted to the two houses in Liberia is the one that causing problem for the country. Everybody run to the University of Liberia and buy a law degree. Some of them, because the way you know real lawyer is that the output of a person, the academic output of the person, of an individual, determine the quality of that person, the academic quality of that person, or whatever credential that person holds. So, we just talking about Joseph Boakai. Everybody talking about old man Boakai administration got work to do. They got job to do. we must begin to set the standard of who goes in the two houses. We must begin sending people back to school to learn the law. Because if somebody have to interpret the law to me, I will abuse the law because I don't rather know it. Because there's some other knowledge that telling me, oh, this job like holy, this is what you go to this. And so some of them, I've been listening to some. Some of them, they went to school, they went to university, they went to college, and they're able to read the Constitution and memorize it. That's all I've been seeing, I've been following. The members of two houses. But you got some real educated people in the House of Representatives and the Senate. And apart from education, you got people who got the experience. We know, but they are just few. But we got to set a standard of who goes to the two houses, who goes to the mansion. That's what we need to know. And we got to, because if the reason why it's happening is that because the country is, let's say 85 to 90% illiteracy rating. And the 15%, they are affected. According to 2003 census. The academic standard of Liberia, the literacy standard of Liberia is very, very low and poor. Because sometimes you get an international organization, they come in, they do the census. The census have to meet the standard of donor country, United Nations. So obviously, it's possible that some of this census could be manipulated in order to meet the standard of the international community and those that funding, that giving funding to Liberia. So that's where the problem is for our country. So starting from the Boakai administration, we got to start thinking about how to set a standard. Okay? And then the problem here is that what makes it difficult is that those who voting, they don't really know why they're voting. They're voting because somebody brought field bag arrest. Even though they sat down for 365 days, they didn't see that arrest until time for election. Somebody go bring field bag arrest in front of them. They're voting. And this horrible nightmare that we call of a government that just living for them. They were using the country money to pay people to vote. And you know, it's not something that we're guessing. This social media is very active. We saw all of those things. We saw people physically handing out cash. But for Chima, all the kind of people, he should be sanctioned. Because there's evidence on social media where he carried a bundle of money to pay people. He's supposed to be sanctioned. And we're going to let the United States government to remind him of him, even though he didn't go, but he needs to be sanctioned. So that he can't go nowhere near the Liberian government. Because we saw him with a bundle of money, printed new money, and kept it to use it to pay people to vote. You know what I'm saying? So that come by this money that we got to set a standard for our country, starting from the Boakai administration. We must set a standard for Liberia, and setting that standard has to be how we're going to begin the discussion of how to improve the Liberian educational system. So I had to go outside the country to look for teachers because he knew that the country wasn't up to the speed of having qualified teachers and professors in the university. So I went outside. Let us go outside to our neighboring country and acquire teachers. We are getting to the point where we have something called trainer program. So you bring the teachers from abroad in various classes, and then we got our own teachers that have been trained to work on them and learn, because we need a fast-track educational program for Liberia. Fast-track comprehensive educational program for Liberia, because you can't put people in offices that do not meet the standard of that office or working in that office. You got to meet at least 50% of the standard of those that will support in our offices. And the religious grouping in our country supposed to put aside offering, now the issue of offering and getting rich, and put the real spirituality in front for God to be able to crush all of the demonic forces. Go to the House of Representatives. You know the amount of demons that sit in that place? Those are demonized people. Maybe there'll be one or two that they are not, but you can never even hide a point and point on anybody that you think that they're free of demonic manipulation. This is what I'm talking about. If we have to fix Liberia, we have to set a standard. You can't be somebody who's a hunter who been hunting all along, as maybe chief in the village or something like that. They come plup, they go run for the horses. The horse of, if you watch TV, why you think only very few people are very vocal in the two houses? Because there are very few people who really got at least a little bit of the academic credential to be in the two houses. But the rest of them sit there idle. They don't even talk because they don't know what to talk. So I start by this morning to the Boaga administration, for the newcomer administration, that we got work to do, we got job to do. So this morning my topic is, let us set the standard for Liberia governmental system. Know who goes to ministries, know who go to public corporation, know who occupy very important positions in our country that will make decisions that will be reflected in the life of the people that have been destroyed by the war. So thank you. Merry Christmas to all of you people. Share this video. Let us discuss it. Let us discuss the recommendation that I'm making to set a standard for our country. It can't just be free for all. Free for all, prepare. It should be prepared for all. You got to be prepared in order to get the job done. Have a blessed day, and may God bless you. God bless our country. God bless the incoming government, and may God expose every evil that has been planned against our country. And there will be more sanction. This time, we're asking American government, we're going to go, I'm going to go, to add my voice, to turn on the International Code of Justice. Criminal Code of Justice is enshrined within the United Nations Charter of Corruption and what to be done. Let the two houses begin to invite former government officials to the Hague. Let them go and clear their name. That's a deterrent. When they start seeing people going on in handcuffs on plane going out of Liberia, everybody else will get serious. Thank you and have a blessed day. I will see you on the block.